For those who are not in the Hollywood world, what is wrong with her taking over the film?
I've never seen it before in my 30-plus year career in Hollywood. And an executive producer is below a producer in the film world. An executive producer signed up to be an executive producer, and that's it.
It is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Thank you for providing us with that distraction. I'm grateful. I think we're all grateful. And I think we're good.
Blake Lively's sudden exit from the country sent shockwaves through an industry already drowning in controversy. For months, tension between Blake and director Justin Baldoni simmered beneath the surface, fueled by rumors, leaked texts, and shifting public opinion. But no one expected her to abruptly leave on the same day Justin dropped fresh, damaging evidence. In an era where speculation spreads faster than official statements, her swift departure sparked a flurry of questions. Was she avoiding accountability, protecting her privacy, or both? The roots of this drama trace back to the early days of a film project led by Justin, known for his thoughtful, emotional storytelling. Blake seemed like a perfect choice, given her reputation for polished performances and a loyal fanbase. At first, the collaboration appeared smooth. Justin praised her enthusiasm, and Blake spoke warmly about being part of such a meaningful adaptation. Everything seemed picture perfect. But as filming progressed, murmurs of tension began to surface. Crew members noted a shift in Blake's usually relaxed demeanor. Interactions with Justin grew visibly strained, especially since he wasn't just directing. He had co-written the screenplay and was set to star. Some speculated that his control over multiple aspects of the project left little room for creative input from others. Over time, Blake's unease became more apparent. She made occasional remarks about the intensity of Justin's vision and seemed less enthusiastic when he was praised. What began as subtle changes soon fueled talk of deeper creative differences.
The times where people ignore the red flags and say, let's just keep pushing, those are the times where you fail. The majority of things that we're buying are created by men. You always learn more from your failures than you do your successes. I love creating, and I think that as women, you're not often given authorship, yet women represent 85% of people making purchases in homes across all categories.
The tension might have stayed behind closed doors if not for a wave of negative press portraying Blake as difficult and aloof. She quickly fired back, accusing Justin of manipulating media coverage to damage her image and maintain creative control. In an era highly aware of media spin, her claims gained traction. Blake described an environment where her concerns were ignored, casting Justin as a director unwilling to share creative input. Public sympathy initially leaned in her favor, with many seeing her frustrations as a reflection of deeper industry issues where male directors often overshadow female leads. But that narrative shifted when Justin responded with unedited text logs. These messages painted a different picture, one of a director regularly consulting Blake, seeking her input, and adjusting schedules to accommodate her. Suddenly, Justin seemed far from dismissive. Fans also noticed references to Blake allegedly threatening to use her influence and that of her husband, Ryan Reynolds, if Justin didn't align with her ideas. The logs raised questions about whether the earlier narrative had been deliberately skewed to present Justin as more domineering than he was. As tensions escalated, the spotlight briefly turned to Ryan, mentioned in Blake's texts as one of her dragons. Though the term was never fully explained, it implied she had powerful allies ready to back her up. Speculation grew. Was Ryan quietly helping shape the narrative? Or, at the very least, using his influence to tip public perception? Just as the internet buzzed with theories about Ryan's role, the focus snapped back to Blake when her own attorney abruptly resigned. His cryptic statement hinted that her version of events didn't align with the documented facts. In an industry known for managing disputes quietly, this move was unprecedented, leaving insiders stunned and raising even more questions.
It was, I saw the red flags, but they didn't look red. They looked kind of fuchsia and cute. But I ignored.
What was the most challenging scene for you to get right?
Because all of them. This whole movie, honestly, the work that I did on screen was easier than the work that I did off screen.
That alone could have dominated headlines, but Justin wasn't done. True to his word, he released more text messages, what he called new receipts, providing a detailed timeline from pre-production to the end of filming. These texts revealed Justin as a director consistently trying to resolve tension, often urging Blake to share her concerns directly. He apologized for oversights, offered schedule adjustments, and repeatedly asked for her creative input. Anonymous crew members later confirmed that, at least from Justin's side, the set appeared collaborative for months. The real bombshell came when certain messages from Blake to her confidants surfaced. These hinted at a calculated plan to highlight supposed flaws in Justin's leadership if it aligned with her goals. Some messages even suggested she might time claims about postpartum struggles or safety concerns to coincide with key promotional milestones, overshadowing the film's positive press. While there was no direct mention of Ryan Reynolds in these texts, references to My Circle and her dragons reappeared, implying she felt confident in calling on powerful allies when needed. Shortly after these new revelations, Blake disappeared from the spotlight. Reports said she abruptly canceled multiple engagements, including a major promotional event. Her management remained silent, fueling speculation. Within hours, flight manifest leaks suggested she boarded a private jet with minimal luggage. Photos of her at the airport soon surfaced. Dark sunglasses, a hat pulled low, visibly tense, and avoiding the usual friendly interaction with onlookers.
We've come across evidence that shows that even her own representatives knew that she was threatening and mean and tough and wanted to get her way. This is not something that we wanted out there. It's not something that Justin wanted out there. In fact, it hurts the movie. It doesn't help the movie.
Speculation exploded. Was Blake fleeing potential legal trouble? Or was she genuinely overwhelmed, needing space to escape a public crisis spiraling out of control? Public opinion was divided. Some sympathized, suggesting the negative attention could be unbearable, even if new evidence cast doubt on her claims. Others found her exit suspicious, arguing that if she truly believed in her position, confronting Justin's receipts would have been a stronger move than vanishing just as the controversy hit its peak. Justin Baldoni's response was calm but pointed. He reiterated that his primary goal was always to protect the film's creative integrity and his reputation. While expressing regret that things had escalated to this point, he also noted that the newly released messages made it clear where the negative spin originated. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds couldn't avoid the fallout. Rumored to have helped Blake discredit Justin, he suddenly found himself in the spotlight. Speculation grew. Would he follow Blake abroad or stay behind to contain the damage? Reports claimed he was frantically consulting PR and legal teams, trying to minimize the impact on his career. For a comedic star known for lighthearted banter, it was a nightmare scenario. Headlines now focused on leaked texts and behind-the-scenes drama, rather than his upcoming projects. TJ Miller, who had previously accused Ryan of deeper involvement, took a step back, at least for now. In interviews, he said the new receipts validated his claims, particularly regarding orchestrated media hits and timed leaks meant to undermine Justin's film. For the moment, TJ decided to let the fresh evidence speak for itself.
I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style. So it was more about who Lily is that was so fascinating to me.
We plan to release every single text messages between the two of them. We want the documents to be out there. We want people to make their determination based on receipts.
Industry insiders were stunned by the scale of the meltdown. Blake and Ryan, once celebrated for their polished image and playful synergy, now faced a scandal that threatened not just one project, but their entire brand. Rumors swirled that some producers were reconsidering future deals with them. Public perception matters. One anonymous executive noted, "Studios need trust, and when A-listers are accused of smearing a director, partnerships become risky." Fans were equally divided. Heated debates raged online. Some saw the new receipts as definitive proof of Blake's manipulations, while others believed she had fled as an act of self-defense, feeling unfairly ostracized. Speculation ran wild. Was she hiding out with Ryan, in a remote location, planning a tell-all, or simply escaping scrutiny and possible legal trouble? Meanwhile, crew members on Justin's film expressed relief. They had grown tired of watching their hard work overshadowed by negative headlines. Many felt vindicated by the text logs, which not only cleared Justin's name, but also supported their experience on set. a challenging but far from toxic environment. Small conflicts had arisen, as they do on most productions, but nothing that justified the media storm. As for Blake's whereabouts, mystery surrounded her every move. Social media sightings placed her in a European city known for high-end celebrity retreats. A hotel staff member claimed to have seen a woman resembling Blake checking in under a fake name. Paparazzi searched the area but found no trace. Theories about her next steps soared. Would she retreat further into seclusion or make a bold return with her own version of events, ready to counter Justin's narrative?
Just tell me what it was like also collaborating with Blake in this.
Oh, she's a creative force. She's a genius. She was involved in every aspect of this production, and everything she touched, she made better.
The chaos left many reflecting on how fragile star power can be. Just months ago, Blake seemed untouchable, praised for her charm, philanthropy, and polished social media presence. Now, cracks in that image were impossible to ignore. Her sudden exit, coinciding with Justin's new evidence, felt like a turning point that cast a shadow over her brand deals and future roles. In Hollywood, reputations shift fast, especially when carefully curated images crumble under revelations of behind the scenes, manipulation, and spin campaigns. Justin, however, stayed focused. He promised the film would be completed and released as planned, refusing to let the controversy define it. In interviews, he emphasized the importance of the story itself, not the drama surrounding its production. Cast members publicly praised his calm leadership, framing the ordeal as a cautionary tale about how unchecked star power can derail even the most sincere creative efforts. As for Blake, her next move remains a mystery. If she's waiting for the storm to pass, she may find the controversy lingers longer than expected. The new receipts have only fueled further speculation. Some predict she'll attempt a PR comeback with clarifications or contrition in a few months, while others believe she may retreat indefinitely until the media moves on. Ryan's future is equally uncertain. With Blake reportedly overseas, would he stay behind to face the fallout or join her in a coordinated retreat? If he disappeared too, it could reinforce the idea that the couple's exit was a calculated escape, already headlines criticized. His silence on the dragons Blake referenced, raising questions about whether their playful public image was a thin cover for more strategic backstage moves.
For those who are not in the Hollywood world, what is wrong with her taking over the film?
I've never seen it before in my 30-plus year career in Hollywood. And an executive producer is below a producer in the film world. An executive producer signed up to be an executive producer, and that's it.
Ultimately, the saga is a stark reminder of how quickly alliances can crumble when private messages become public. Justin's steady call for civility and his focus on the film's best interests struck a chord in an industry growing tired of star-driven drama. Whether those texts were truly the final push that drove Blake into hiding remains unclear, but the timing is hard to ignore. Once known for her red carpet charm and playful wit, Blake's name now conjures images of controversy, spin, and a sudden exit to an unknown destination. As days stretch into weeks, fans eagerly await any sign of Blake. An honest social media post, a paparazzi snapshot in a far-off retreat, or a formal explanation for her sudden departure. In the silence, theories swirl, portraying her as either a strategic mastermind or a misunderstood victim. Meanwhile, Justin presses on, determined to complete the film and shift the focus back to the project itself. TJ stays watchful, ready to speak if new narratives contradict the facts. And so, the saga endures, a cautionary tale of Hollywood's fragile illusions. Even the most beloved stars can find themselves exiled when receipts surface to challenge the carefully curated stories they tell. Blake's abrupt exit serves as a stark reminder. In the world of high-stakes productions, truth, or its perception, can change overnight. One day, you're the face of a promising film. The next, you're boarding a plane, hoping distance can quiet a storm fueled by text logs, revelations, and a director determined to protect his work from distortion.